Hi y'all, I am Joseph Smith, and I will be reviewing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It is directed by Quentin Tarantino and stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Margot Robbie. So this movie, it takes place in the 60s and it kind of goes around the Manson murders, but this movie kind of does it a little bit differently, which if you see it you'll understand what I mean, but if you haven't seen it yet then go watch it. You'll understand what I mean. But that's not the whole point. The point is I'm here to review this movie. So the thing I really liked about this movie a lot was the cinematography. I really liked how they encompassed the 60s pretty well, and how, because it kind of showed, it takes place in Los Angeles, California, and so it kind of shows a lot of the different billboards, all the signs. It was just, it felt like I was there, and that's what I really appreciated about this movie. I would have to say, I have to give acting credit to Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. I have not seen Inglourious Basterds, which I should, but I mean, Brad Pitt's really good in this movie. I thought he did a really good performance. He really brought it in. I thought he did an awesome job. Same with Leonardo DiCaprio. I think this is his best, performance since The Revenant, which that's been a while. So I definitely got to give credit to those two because they did an awesome job. Every time they were on screen, it just made me more and more interested in the movie. That was mainly my positives. But actually my other positive is it had a really good story. I have to say that. So that's... Anyways, now let me get into my negatives. So the negatives I had was, I kind of felt, I mean, for every Quentin Tarantino movie, it's always how it is, where it's slow in the beginning, then it really picks up towards the middle and the end. But I kind of felt this movie was a little bit slower than his other ones. So I kind of wished that the pacing in the second act was kind of picked up a lot more, so then I could be more interested. I mean, I was interested, but it was just kind of like there's nothing going on, like, you know, what's going on? And so I kind of wanted to see a lot more of, just more action. Not like violence, but more stuff going on. And there wasn't that much stuff going on in the second act. But I do have to say, though, there is one point in the movie that I felt that I really liked the most. And they were filming a scene in a movie. Which is funny, because they're filming a scene in a movie. Ha, get it? Anyway, so I really liked that part a lot, because you were so invested into what the characters were doing in that particular scene, and then it's like the person says line, and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, like that's how good that's how good Quentin Tarantino really put that into there. And I thought that was amazing, because I was like, oh my gosh. My other negative, I would have to say, I mean, Margot Robbie's in the movie. I mean, all y'all know is it's from the trailers. And, you know, historically, her character played a bigger role, but in this movie, she didn't really play a lot of the roles. And so I was kind of, like, all she did was just go to a movie theater and just watch her movie. Like, I mean, it just wasn't, like, she didn't do much. And so I kind of wish that Quentin Tarantino gave her more to do, and you actually cared more for her, because I didn't really care much for her. Even though she was a huge historical figure who actually got murdered by James Manson. I still wish they could have gotten a lot more into her character, because I didn't really care much. I was like, they could have just easily cut her out of the whole movie, and it could have been, I mean, she could have not even been even in the movie. Anyway, so rating scale, I would rate this movie like 8 out of 10. I mean, it's solid, you know. I didn't want to rate it too badly, because it was a good Quentin Tarantino movie. I just thought, like, Pulp Fiction, and I haven't seen the Kill Bills, but the only ones I've seen are Hateful Eight and Pulp Fiction, but I thought Pulp Fiction was a lot better, obviously, because that's like his most prized work, you know. But other than that, I mean, it was a good movie. I liked it. But yeah, it was just those negatives I had a problem with. But other than that, I mean, I would say if you're really into Tarantino, I'd say go check it out. Anyways, y'all, so I'll be doing movie reviews like this, hopefully more often. And I think my next review will be over It Chapter 2, so I'm definitely going to get that out to you guys. Anyways, so I'll see you on the next review. Bye-bye.